Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of the Rush Hour podcast with a Bachelor Clayton update. After this video, I will have a Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively video. It's going to be a good one, but I had to share with you this insane update. GoFundMe being used and promoted through Meta, the parent company to Facebook. Now, if you don't know, Bachelor, and by the way, this is a extremely interesting story. Bachelor Clayton was accused of being the father of somebody's unborn twins. Upon further research, we learned that she had accused multiple other men of being the father of her unborn twins. Some went away with abortion pills, some were miscarried. It was all fake. And we've got the evidence that we've unearthed of medical fraud, faking cancer, faking journalists, faking doctors, a real cornucopia of crazy, faking HCG tests, faking ultrasounds, stealing ultrasounds, the whole thing. So much so that a judge labeled this lady as, I don't think guilty is the right term, but she lost the court case. In the findings, the judge ruled in favor of Bachelor Clayton, and she has to pay his $150,000 bill. The finances are interesting because her father has cancer. While we feel bad for her father's cancer and Parkinson's, he did make a lot of money in his heyday as a DJ, $1.4 million per year. So much so they own multiple properties. So for them to be asking for GoFundMe money, someone who ostensibly has SAG health insurance and also probably Social Security and all of that, it raises questions. Is this money going to the cause of supporting the cancer, or is it going to possibly footing her bill to pay the $150,000? This story that we're covering right now will be a documentary. I can't say where, but it rhymes with Betflix. No, I'm just kidding. It rhymes with HBO. There will be a documentary about this. We will have our voice told in a much bigger venue because it is a crazy story and you're here as the story goes down. So we don't have updates every day to this story, but this one's going to be very interesting. If you do want all of the updates and want to be reached, I am on Facebook. I have a community, Dave Neal's community. I tried very hard today to share within the community what is kind of going on with the channel. So a lot of people have said things like, I only follow you for your Clayton updates, or I only follow you for your Blake Lively updates, or I'm not watching you now because you're only covering Blake Lively. I'm here to tell you my morning episode podcast and my afternoon episode podcast called The Rush Hour involve lots of content. Today we had a Chuck E. Cheese story, tariffs, Canada, Ukraine. We covered Vanderpump Rules. We're literally covering it all. If it's important and in the news, I try to bring it to you. But how it works on YouTube is I'm sharing with you guys the most important and most click-through story that I have, which has been Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds. So just letting folks know, if you're like, oh, I'm not into it because of this, that's like 10% of my content. I got a lot of stuff. I work till 2 a.m. every day to give you bright and early, bushy-tailed, all of that good stuff. So a lot of content's there. I'm not saying this to be snarky. I'm trying to educate people how YouTube's working. I'm adjusting with the times as we bring podcasting back to YouTube. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to share from the Justice for Clayton official page the insanity from the lawyer that is representing the person who lost to Clayton Echard. This is the same lawyer who threatened me with multiple lawsuits. Let's have a listen to what he's saying now on YouTube.
Because I'm not a professional YouTuber. If anybody would like to educate me, I like how Dave Neal does his little screen and he has windows for stuff. I don't know how to do that. I'd love it if somebody would coach me. I'm trying to do better. I want to improve and be more professional.
And as I said, I will teach him for $10,000, which is the amount of money I had to spend getting a lawyer when his client sued me for First Amendment reasons. It was dropped, but sued me for harassment, called the FBI on me, emailed the district attorney, literally tried everything in her little toolbook to come after me. She's probably going to sue me for emotional distress. We are prepared for it with a lot of money if that happens. So this is the same lawyer that says that they could have sued me. And when my wife was 8 months pregnant, this was the lawyer who said that his client would be grazing her horses on my land in Tennessee once the Neal family has been evicted from their homes. Now, this lawyer said this, can you believe this, a full year ago. They said, having done many defamation cases, I can tell you, if she sues the crew for defamation, it would be an absolute bloodbath. Unless folks like Dave have a really good explanation for every defamatory thing they said about Laura, my prediction is that by this time next year, Laura's horses will be enjoying some new grazing land out in Tennessee. Well, they sent this a year ago, so what the fuck happened? I don't see no goddamn horses. They're not there. You lying sack of shit. And what he was trying to do was scare me and have me back down from this case. And we didn't do that. So the interesting thing is, as this hypocritical lawyer said, he called us human leeches, selling half-truths and twisting shit way out of perspective in order to increase the drama. So much drama, thereby get a few more pennies of Google AdSense revenue and a few super chat bucks to pay for breadsticks. Mind you, my profession pays my bills and is my livelihood. His, I guess, is now trying to buddy up to me and ask for advice on how to run a channel like mine. And again, I don't care. But I love to call it out because he says, these YouTube videos talking about the case, they're not really talking about the case. Not even close. So while I've moved on with my life, while I continue to cover other relevant content and my channel is blown up and we get 6 million monthly views of things that don't involve him, and I introduce my new audience to the craziness of this lawyer, as he makes these threats to sue me for $120 million and going to be homeless and all these other things, now we can see he wants to run a channel like mine. Good grief. Let's move it on. But anyway, he can do whatever the hell he wants. Again, for $10,000, Venmo me first. My Venmo is dneals, D-N-E-A-L-Z, like my Instagram. Shoot me that Venmo for 10 grand and I'll give you all of the secrets. I'll give you a full 20-minute tutorial. All right, so anyway, the lady who threatened to sue me was Laura Owens, or she did sue me for harassment, and then she dropped it because she had no case. That's Laura Owens. We did not, succumb to her threats, and we never will. And her father, Ron Owens, launched a website suspiciously linking to GoFundMe, and it resembles Laura Owens' sham websites. Again, everything I'm sharing here is from the Justice for Clayton official Instagram. You have to follow them. This story is interesting. It's not going away. It's going to be made into a documentary. So they have the scam alert, as they call it. And here is the update. So Ron Owens doing sponsored ads for the Sus GoFundMe page. I don't know if you guys can hear my baby crying in the background. Did I rile him up when I was yelling? No, I don't think he heard me yelling. I can hear him screaming, but he can't hear me. It's a one-way acoustic situation we have here. So they're paying money. And by the way, maybe they have a good credit with Meta because did she sue Facebook? I know she sued Uber. She's sue happy. She's a sue happy person. She would sue the life out of you. I tell you that much. Suing and sucking. And not in that order. Ron Owens doing sponsored ads, and I say that because she, to be quite frank, gave Clayton Echard 2 blowjobs, no penetrative sex, and then claimed babies. Oh yeah, did I forget that part? That she claimed she was pregnant after giving head. That's right. They call it the old turkey baster babies. The babies never arrived, by the way. She changed her story about 5 times as to why, and that's where we stand. And if I'm coming off, I don't know, flippant with regard to this story, you have to understand I don't want to say it's put us through hell. I don't want to give her that satisfaction, but because we came out on top stronger than ever before. So here is the sponsored ad. We all know, and again, this is supposed to be from her father, who definitely is not doing this. It's definitely my opinion that this is her. You all know I've been living with Parkinson's for 23 years. What you might not know is that life has thrown a few more punches my way. 4 bouts of cancer, most recently colon cancer, some serious heart issues. It's been a rough road, and honestly, it's hard to admit that the financial strain has become overwhelming on top of everything else. For 48 years, I poured my heart into KGO, sharing stories, sparking conversations, and connecting with you all. I never imagined I'd be in this position, but here I am, asking for a little help from the community that has meant so much to me. So they're running a sponsored ad, and of course you click the button and it would take you to the GoFundMe or his website or whatever, which has the GoFundMe. Maybe it doesn't go directly to the GoFundMe because maybe that's not allowed. I don't really know. I don't really care. And how it works is if you put $1 of ads in and then maybe you get $1.50 back, you keep running the ads, and it's going to be targeted to people in San Francisco or people that would know him. And it's wild. Again, made $1.4 million a year, had a very multi-million-dollar home in San Francisco. I believe, have a property possibly in Florida. They had an Airbnb, maybe it failed, who knows. So it's just wild. It's absolutely wild that we're watching this play out in front of us. Now, Justice for Clayton official shared the contact page for Rachel Mitchell. Rachel Mitchell is the county prosecutor in Maricopa County who has been investigating this case. My question is, what has taken so long? All of the information is already out there. I do know there have been multiple investigators. We have spoken to sources inside the Department of Justice there, the county prosecutors, and what is going on? Rachel Mitchell. Rachel Mitchell was just reelected as county prosecutor. I know she has big ambitions to make it, maybe up the rankings, maybe to be, the attorney, the United States District Attorney, or whatever it's Attorney General. Who knows? I want to support her, but not if she's going to sit on her hands with this case. And maybe she's not. Maybe she's waiting for the appeals to come back. So Clayton won his case, and then the attorney who's trying to get a YouTube channel to be cool like me, and maybe because he'll lose his bar license, and won't his license to practice law, and maybe he won't be able to practice, in which case he wants to join the illustrious LawTube universe, which I support. Do whatever the hell you want. You know what I mean? Unlike him, I'm not trying to gatekeep. Say, hey, go make your ad money. If you can get people to watch your channel and watch an ad, you're entitled to a certain amount of money based on how long they watch. I get it. My channel's successful because for some reason whatsoever, my ADHD plus my smooth soprano voice. Is it soprano? It doesn't matter. Enough people continue to watch and we continue to make a living, and that's how it works. Subscribe and hit the like button. So either way, we don't know what's going to go down with this. If they end up dropping the charges, I'll raise hell, because I think they have enough to prosecute her, and I think she should, at the very least, be a part of a criminal trial. And what they know, and as they continue to raise money for their father's cancer, what they know is that they're going to have to pay up. If they lose the appeal, they're going to owe $150,000, which it's a lot of money, but for them, it's not that much. Sell a couple horses, go, work at Postmates, get a job like everybody else. I'm not one of those, dude, you should get a job types of people, because generally speaking, I know people work pretty hard, but everything she does is a grift. Everything she does is out of the back house of her family's property. It's a grift. She lives at home. She's a failure to launch scenario where she's, went to online school. She kind of taunts these men through the internet. Everything is just tragically online, including, and by the way, if learning how to do Facebook marketing is kind of challenging. So the fact that she's doing it for her father's cancer GoFundMe just goes to show she has the tools to do it for all the right reasons. She's just not. So the sort of endless victimization of her and her family continues, and we're here to call out the grift. Some call it a scam. Call it whatever you want. I hope her father can kick his cancer and all of that, but I also would hope anyone who donated would be provided with some receipts as to where that money's going. My guess is not where they think. All right, Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni coming next.